So this is what I believe to be a Caterpillar D7. I think these were produced from 1940s to maybe the 1960s. But this thing has been here for a very, very long time. When I talked to the owner about it, he said he left the property here in the early 90s and it was sitting here before that. He told me that his dad actually used this thing in the 70s to clear all the land here. This all used to be woods. So he used it and then he parked it here. And I believe he said it was running when he parked it, but it's been sitting here for 30 or 40 years. Just looking at the condition of it, the sprockets look like they have a little bit of a point to them. So that's not the best, but the rest of the undercarriage on it looks pretty good. The actual track chain looks good, but it is like rusted solid. You can tell this thing has been here for many, many years. At least the exhaust was covered by a can. However, that can doesn't look the best. Hopefully no water got down in the engine. Well, there's old nest right there and some old pins and tools. See if there's any coolant in this old girl. And that is a big fat negative. Not looking good. These hydraulic lines are super shot. This cylinder rod has got a big rust spot on it, so that's gonna kill the seal, so that will have to be re-chromed. Well, I just noticed on this ram, this wiper seal has just popped out. It's not leaking any fluid, but just in a matter of time, it will start. So we have all these vines growing on it, and the owner actually cleaned a lot of them off of it. It's a big old blade on it. You can see there's some weld patching. This cylinder looks to be okay. Definitely has some mildew on it. The rear sprocket looks pretty worn on this side. You can see this actual sprocket tooth is kind of bent up. Some of them are like that. It's really at the end of its life. But other than that, the chain and everything else looks good. So it would just need new sprockets. So this is powered by a Caterpillar 4-cylinder. I think it's like an 8800, somewhere along those lines. That is one massive engine. So oil fill. That doesn't look the best. Hopefully that's not our oil pressure gauge, because that thing is completely blown out. Here's our hour gauge. I think this is 8,655. So thankfully it's actually had this roof above it, because that really preserved the seat. I'm so surprised that this thing is still actually holding up. It's really crispy though. I see little nests everywhere. I'm sure there's squirrel and mice nest all in this seat. Got this old copper plaque. Remove cover to lubricate clutch. So I guess that's how you lube the clutch up. Looks like we have a lot more remnants of mouse and squirrel nests. Guess we'll go ahead and check this transmission fluid. It's got fluid. It's got some rust on the dipstick though. So we have a lot of levers here. I believe this is our front blade. This is our forward and reverse. This is our gear selector. Okay, that is like first gear, second, third, and then fourth. Put it in neutral. Here is our right hand clutch, left clutch, and this is our master clutch and our right and left brakes. Well, I didn't get it on camera, but a little mouse just jumped out and scurried across here. Went straight into the engine. looks like our fuel lines are completely off and rusted, so that's not good. So in order to operate this, once we get the pony motor started, this engages the main drive to the engine, and this is our high and low lever. This is our compression lever. This is what starts it. You want to build oil pressure and then spin it to run. This lever is what actually starts the pony motor, turns that gear drive. I haven't used one like this. I've seen them with electric motors that turn the pony engine. So yeah, that's not gonna be fun. So here's our plaque, and it says D7 3T 15110. This is our on and off switch, and it's really stuck. Let's check the oil on the pony motor. Ooh. Okay, that's not good. That's water. Yikes. Let's see if it's... Uh-oh. Well, as I suspected, the pony motor is locked up. Yeah, it's locked up solid too. Not looking the best. Lots of rust. That's not what I wanted to see. Well, it looks like the whole thing is full of water. So all that's not oil, that's water down there. Well, let's get this water drained out of here. Well, that was tight. Thing was definitely burning oil. Lots of buildup on it. Well, it honestly doesn't look that bad. It's like there's just a bunch of like carbon and oil buildup. I don't see any water though. Just soak these cylinders with some WD-40. Alright, so let's take a look under here. Actually, I'm not seeing any rust on any of that stuff. Here's our other rod right there. There might be some. I can't tell if that's staining right there or if that's rust. I mean, the cam up there looks good. I'm gonna try and put a bar on that rod and lift up on it. See if that works. Got this right under that rod. Stick this under here. It's actually moving. Okay, sweet. But it did move. If I can just go back and forth on that, I might be able to free it up. Let me see if I can get this to move now. Oh, yeah, it's moving. It's still tight though, but all right. Heck yeah, thing's moving. All right, I'm gonna keep spraying that and keep working it. See if I can free it all the way up. I'll work on getting this case all cleaned out. I'm gonna flush it with some of this diesel fuel. This pony motor was completely full of water and it was locked up, but I spent a full day cleaning this out, and we ended up getting it to turn over by sticking a pry bar in here and lifting up on the crankshaft. It took a while, but we got it freed up. So now let's tackle this carb and fuel lines. I'm sure the fuel tank is completely rusted out, so we'll probably have to put an auxiliary tank on it. I might add a little bit of gasket maker because I think this is where the water was coming in. All right, let's go ahead and get some oil in it. I'm good to go on that. Sure is a whole lot better than what it looked like before. So I've been looking at this governor arm, and it has this thing that looks like you turn out to engage it. That basically takes you off of idle, and it is completely stuck. So let's see if we can pry that thing out of there. I got to turn it a little bit. Just gonna keep working that back and forth. That should do. All right, so that thing's spinning over a whole lot easier now. Let's see if we have spark. Well, I'm not seeing it, Lloyd. So this is our magneto, and those wires are pretty dirty, but I want to go ahead and take this cover off. Just kind of check it, because this thing could be filthy. It's kind of a pain to get this cover off though. All right, finally. Here's our cover. So that's a little dirty. Let's get that cleaned up. You guys ever have a leaky air nozzle like this? Take a piece of electrical tape. Just take it and go over the hole like that. Poke a little hole in it. There you go. Stops the leak. All right, well, that was a huge pain. We finally got this thing put back together and all cleaned out. I actually had to do it twice. I think I got it now. Let's see if we finally got spark. All right, well, I think I saw spark. Awesome. Well, it doesn't really look the best in there. Lots of dirt dauber nests. Oh, wow. I sure am glad that I didn't try to start it with all that in there. Goodness. So there's actually supposed to be oil in here, and it looks like the oil has caught all of this dirt and animal homes. Huh. Get all the water. That's water. It's supposed to be oil, but it's water. Wow. Well, this thing's supposed to pull out in it. Wow. Goodness. Okay, so I got these cleaned out the best I could. By the way, this is what is called a oil bath filter. The way this works is, you know, this obviously goes on that. The bottom, about up to here, is full with oil. So the air passes through, and then it passes through all these screens, which are also coated with oil. And that's how the dirt and debris is filtered. And that is a very good way of filtering all the air before it gets into the engine. It's actually a lot better than your new style paper element filters. sure this carb's gonna need work. Looks a little rusty down in there. Well, I don't think that's gonna work too good. That actually looks fairly clean in there. I'll pull the jets out, get them all clean, but for the most part, that's not too bad. So that float needle is actually sticking a little bit. Yeah, fuel wouldn't have gone through there, so I'll free that up and get it all cleaned out, and we'll be good to go. Take a little bit of grease. Take our gasket. Okay. Now we have an outline of our gasket. Okay, I found some brass fittings. It should work. Put a screen on there and all right. Let's get our air cleaner back on. All right, let's take a quick peek in this small gas tank for the pony motor. Well, yeah, that is all rust down there. That's not good. Big pile of rust. All right, well, I rigged up a little temporary fuel tank. I think that will be just fine. Got a little shutoff valve here. All right, I think we are ready. Let's give it some choke. right, well, it is the next day, and a beautiful one at that. So yesterday I tried to start this pony engine over and I couldn't get it to do anything. I believe I'm getting fuel, spark, and compression. It definitely hits a compression stroke, so I think I'm just not able to turn this thing over fast enough. So I did find this like 1960s can of starting fluid under the machine. That's not always a good sign. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some coolant in it in case this thing does start up. This thing looks pretty empty. Guess I better check to see if we have any diesel in here as well. That looks pretty clean. Let's see what this fuel gauge says. Yeah, it's got some. It's got about maybe 15 gallons or so. Brass filter. Wow. Yeah, that tank looks really good. That's amazing. After all these years, that tank looks that nice. So when I saw this rust stain line, I thought for sure that this tank was going to be trash, but I guess not. Alright, well, I took the plugs out and yeah, I'm not getting any spark, so I guess I gotta take this cover back off and see what's going on. Alright, I'm just gonna test this rotor cap. Getting continuity through there, and I'll test these. That's good. That's good. And now I'll test these plug wires. That's good. And that's good too. I guess I'm gonna go ahead and take this magneto assembly off. Probably should have just did this in the first place. This is our capacitor. I don't have a way to test it, but I think I'm just going to go ahead and pick up a new one. I'm also going to refile these points down and just kind of double check everything. So I put a new condenser in it, cleaned the points again, made sure everything was good, so fingers crossed. Alright, well, I got the magneto reinstalled, got the plugs installed, and I am still not getting any spark. If I put my finger on this one and spin it over, it will actually shock me. This one, it won't. So I took the little boot off, still not getting anything on this one, and a little bit on this one. So maybe the plug wires are bad, maybe the spark plugs are bad, I'm not sure. But I went ahead and picked up some new plug wires and some new plugs. So let's get these installed and see if that fixes it. Alright, let's see if we got spark now. Alright, well, I tried the new spark plug wires, new plugs, still not getting any spark. I got all these contraptions hooked up, try and see if I can get any spark at all, and now I'm not getting anything. It was shocking my finger a little bit. It wasn't that strong of a spark, but now I'm not getting anything at all. So I guess I'm gonna take the magneto back off and just double check everything, but yeah, I'm kind of stumped on this. I really wanted to see this thing run. And I feel like I'm pretty close to getting the pony engine running if I could just get it to spark. but I went ahead and took these covers off, and it is not looking good in there. The reason why I took these covers off is because I went ahead and pulled the Bendix and engaged it to the main engine, tried to spin it over, and it seems like the main engine is also locked up. So right now I'm trying to spin this clutch. I don't want to break anything, but it seems like it's pretty stuck. I can't get to the crank bolt up here. It's all completely closed in. To get in there is really difficult. Maybe if I pulled this top cover off, I can maybe get to it. So this once was a cable driven machine. You can see by these pulley housings, and that's how this blade used to go up and down. Over the years, somebody added these massive plates that they welded on along with these enormous cylinders. So a lot of stuff isn't really accessible like it would normally. We also have this big cover in the front, and there's no way to get to the crank pulley under there. It's just all completely covered. Yeah, that thing's not spinning. So this cover closes our main clutch. So when I move this lever right here, that disengages the clutch. That engages it. So I have the main clutch engaged now. I'm gonna try and see if I can spin the engine over by prying on basically the flywheel here. Yeah, this thing ain't budging. I think it's locked up solid. I probably should have checked this first, really, but I just had high hopes for this engine. You know, with the cap over the exhaust, and these are pretty good engines. I figured it would be free. All right, I got a little bit more of a substantial bar here. It ain't going, guys. It's worth a shot. All right, well, I took this magneto apart one more time. By the way, this is an American Bosch MGK series 4-2 180. So these numbers mean it's a 4-2, which means it fires on two ends. There's 4 clicks, but 2 fires basically. And it's a 180 degree firing magneto. They have a 360 degree one, and then the last number is 311. So on the top, we have these 2 basically like screws, and that's what holds the coil inside. And I believe that's supposed to ground around the casing. There's some corrosion on there. I already cleaned a lot of it out in there. So I also cleaned the points one more time. Those things are spotless. Cleaned all the contacts on everything. So if this doesn't work, then our coil inside there is probably bad. I cleaned all these really good. I'm gonna clean this one more time. Tested the cap. All of it should be good. So hopefully we can get some spark. So this cap was really corroded inside here as well. I did clean it one time, but I'm gonna just continue to clean this a little bit more, and that might help. Well guys, I don't know if you can see that or not, but we got spark. That is awesome. All right guys, so we're getting spark. Now I'm gonna go ahead and give it another shot. I was almost about to give up on this pony engine. Here goes nothing. All right, that is awesome, y'all. It sounds like there's a little bit of knocking inside that engine, but I couldn't believe it. That thing fired right up. There was so much stuff that was spraying out of this exhaust. I mean, it went everywhere. There was like nests and just all kinds of balls of this like carbon that just, I mean, it got like all over me. It's all over the hood here, all over this gas tank, all over the tracks. Most of it went way up in the air and out, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff down in there. It kind of sounded like there might have been like a small knock in there, but I mean, thing runs. So now I think the next step is to see if the main engine's gonna turn over. I'm having very low hopes for it. I tried to spin it over with that long bar, but it seems to be locked up solid. I'm gonna get this place cleaned up, get the air filter back on here, and we're gonna see if we can start this thing back up. But this time I'm gonna try and engage the main engine. So fingers crossed. All right, we are gonna go ahead and give this thing another shot. Well, I got it started up again, but I could not get the main engine to turn over. It wouldn't engage. There's something locked up in there. So I was getting some air bubbles right here under this spark plug, so I think I'm losing some compression there. I tried retightening it down a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if there's a crack there. I don't see one, but all right, so I'm gonna try again to engage the main engine. I got it in low. Hopefully that does it. maybe that pony engine just locked up. It was knocking pretty good. We got oil, but man, I'm seeing a pretty good bit of glitter in that oil. So that's not too good. Take this cover back off, and I'm gonna see if I can move this flywheel. So I can move that shaft in there, which is basically going to the main clutch. So yeah, that's not good. That means the pony motor's locked up. I knew I heard a pretty loud knocking sound in there. Yeah, the thing is pretty tight. Well guys, it's not looking good. Guys, look at all this metal paste in there. Something is 100% not right, because it did not look like that before. So this thing is shot. So when I turn this lever, you can actually see this clutch moving a little bit, so that means the pony engine isn't locked up, or I don't think it is. It could be. I'm gonna turn the lever a little bit, as much as I can. I see a couple of thousandths of movement on there, so. Or maybe the engine is locked up. It's hard to say. So I got this pipe on this gear, and there's a lot of play down here on that actual clutch assembly. You can see how much movement. So I don't know if there's a bad bearing or something in there, but yeah, it's not good. There was definitely a noticeable knock inside this engine. So I think that the bearings are just gone or something. It might have spun a bearing. Who knows? It was very hard to spin over by hand, and that's what made it so hard to start up. I was having to really dose it with WD-40 to get anything to happen. So yeah, it's shot. The main engine is locked up. The pony engine has severe issues. Also, it smokes really bad, and you can see it was smoking before with all the oil residue inside that exhaust. Oil definitely looks pretty glittery. Doesn't look good at all. It was fun and we got it running, but that's probably as far as this thing is gonna go. I'm not the one to really give up and quit on something, but this machine is a little ways away from my house. If this thing was down at my shop, it would be a different story. I might take it apart and try and rebuild it and free the engine up, but we're pretty far away out here, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits on this machine. You know, you win some and you lose some, and that's one of the risks you take working on old machines like this. If you guys have any ideas that you think I should try, I might make a part 2 on this. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and end this video here. Like I said, if you guys have any ideas that I should try, please post it in the comments, and I will definitely see about doing that and making a part 2 on this. And maybe we can see this beast drive on out of here. Until then, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and trying to get this old D7 going. Unfortunately, it was a bust, but I will see you guys in the next video. So y'all take care. Later. Looks like an old Chevy C10.